Welcome back. My name is Steve Kirby, and in this video we will be discussing the disturbing fact that Islam allows Muslims to deceive non-Muslims. Before we go any further, it is important to distinguish between Islam and Muslims. Islam is the religion based on the commands of Allah found in the Quran and on the teachings and example of Muhammad. Muslims are those who believe in and follow the religion of Islam. Muslims come in all shapes and sizes and have varying degrees of devotion toward and knowledge about their religion. Our focus is on Islam. It is difficult for many non-Muslims to understand and acknowledge that Islam allows Muslims to lie to and deceive non-Muslims. There are two specific verses in the Quran that allow Muslims to deceive non-Muslims. The first verse is Quran 3:28, which allows Muslims to appear to be friends with non-Muslims, even though there are many verses in the Quran prohibiting such friendships. Here is Quran 3:28. Let not the believers take the disbelievers as awliya, supporters, helpers, instead of the believers, and whoever does that will never be helped by Allah in any way, except if you indeed fear a danger from them. A modern Quran commentary, the Tafsir al-Bayan, explained this verse. In this verse, Allah has strictly forbidden the believers, Muslims, to make friends with disbelievers, because the latter are the enemies of Allah as well as enemies of the believers. There are many verses in the Quran warning believers against making friends with disbelievers, except for reasons of expediency or need or trade. Treaties and pacts of mutual benefit may also be concluded with them. All these have nothing to do with friendship. This modern Quran commentary then explained the exception. This permission is for those Muslims who live in a non-Muslim state. If they fear repression, they may profess friendship with the non-Muslims verbally. But why would Muslims fear repression in the United States? We'll come back to that. The second verse that allows Muslims to deceive non-Muslims is Quran 16:106, which allows Muslims to publicly renounce Islam, even though Muhammad said that any Muslim leaving Islam should be killed. Here is Quran 16:106. Whoever disbelieved in Allah after his belief, except him who is forced thereto and whose heart is at rest with faith, but such as open their breasts to disbelief, willingly leave Islam, on them is wrath from Allah, and theirs will be a great torment. The modern Quran commentary, Tafsir al-Bayan, explained the phrase, except him who is forced thereto. Scholars are unanimous that whoever renounces the faith under duress to save his life, his heart content with the faith, he is not to be considered a disbeliever. The punitive laws relating to heresy do not apply to him. Another modern Quran commentary, the Tafsir al-Sadi, provided a similar explanation of the exception mentioned in this verse. This does not apply to those who are forced and compelled to disbelieve when their hearts remain steadfast in faith. In the case of one who is compelled and forced to do so, it is permissible for him to speak words of disbelief. Asadi then pointed out a disturbing implication. He noted that if a Muslim could lie and claim to no longer believe in Islam, an outward act of major heresy, then that Muslim would also be able to lie about lesser matters if feeling compelled to do so. Asadi wrote, this indicates that the words of one who is compelled to issue a divorce, manumit a slave, enter into a transaction of sale or purchase and so on, does not count. Because if there is no punishment for uttering the word of disbelief in the case of compulsion, it is more appropriate to apply that ruling to other, less serious issues. So if a Muslim felt fearful or compelled, he could lie about anything to non-Muslims. But why would Muslims feel fearful or under duress when they are living in the United States? The answer is found in Quran 4:101, which tells Muslims that the disbelievers, non-Muslims, are ever to you open enemies. And according to Islamic doctrine, the world is divided into the Dar al-Islam, the territory under Muslim rule, and the Dar al-Harb, the territory of war, which consists of the territory outside Muslim rule. Majid Kaduri, then professor of Middle Eastern Studies at Johns Hopkins University, noted this about the Dar al-Harb. Its inhabitants were often called infidels, or better, unbelievers. The Dar al-Islam was always, in theory, at war with Dar al-Harb. Kaduri summed it up this way. The normal relationship between Islam and non-Muslim communities is a state of hostility. The belief that those in the Dar al-Harb are presumably hostile to the Muslims living in its domain is not uncommon today, and is actually found in a number of modern Muslim publications providing a definition of the Dar al-Harb. According to Islamic doctrine, then, Muslims in the United States are surrounded by enemies. This information is very disturbing because it means that in theory, Muslims can deceive non-Muslims not only during social and business interactions, but also when Muslims take an oath to support the US Constitution, a document that is in conflict with major doctrines of their religion. How are non-Muslims to know if a Muslim is sincerely rejecting certain doctrines of Islam, or is only appearing to do so while actually staying true to Islam in his heart? This is a dilemma that will become more evident in our next few videos. In those videos, we will be looking at what Islam teaches about a Muslim taking an oath, including an oath of office. These teachings are eye-opening and disturbing. I encourage you to post this video and the ones following on social media, and tell your friends and conservative groups about this video series. Educate yourselves and others. Thank you, and I look forward to being with you again soon.